Greetings, brothers and sisters. This is Professor Spira. This is Creekside Blues and Jazz Festival Day 2, and just got my cart. This is what the cart looks like, fully stocked. Just got it out the car, about to walk up to my spot. It's a little earlier in the day. It's a little warmer, and so yeah, let's do this.
And it's like he goes psycho. Yeah, seen it once, seen it twice. He didn't know that he'd have been the dude that believes in Christ. Like, well, I need to see if I can get a summer job. And then it's like, man, it's a bummer. I don't need that. I needed to see if we could even relax still. But that's your rap skills that are not real. Gotta see if it's like it's a hot meal made by my mom that I haven't had in a while. And I know that I can say that it's the bomb until it explodes. And then I have to see if I can even get home. From there to there, but then I ain't a beat, but then it's where I care at least. I don't really find it, son of a bitch. Well, I don't know, I just busted my lip. something for the first time, but I know that it is for the dirt. It's like he's taking dirt next, and then it's like, man, I wish that that would fit in my work bag for work. Got a baggy shirt, now it fits tight. Be like, I need to get right. I'm like, how does it happen? Now that he's rapping, he's like, man, I know that I wanted to get them. Clapping for you, clapping for me, clapping for everybody, but it's know that it's clanging for tragedy. I've seen that a lot. I'll be like, man, it's the cream of the crop. I'll be like, he schemed for the plot. He'll be like, yeah, I need to see if he can even be the boss of his own life. Be like, wanted to grab the microphone right. He wanted to do anything he could do. Acting like he's a good dude. Not real. Seen it like, I know that it is kind of like, see something right. I mean, like, dude, it's like I live two lives, and I don't really care for me, but I just wish that I'd been able to share a breather. Yeah, I need a little air. I need a kid to care. I want to jump in the pond when it's hot out. Be like, man, I wanted to rock about with Rob. I know that it's something that I have fun with. I know that it's like, man, I know it's dumb-ish. Because I can't curse. I'd be like, man, wish that I'd have been able to have the man burst into the flames. But then I see it just spin and I spin in the rain. You can't tell something that is like your heart is in my hand and held. Feel it beat. I'm ready to win like I can do one of the best of abilities. I know that I feel so alive when it's killing me, right? I know it is true. I'd be like, man, I wish I skipped school more. That I'd have learned about myself. So that I turned up my belt, yeah. Have fun today. Got no that it's like it's dumb when I sing up in the top of the dome, up the dome on the top and right in the middle, a fight with a riddle like, man, life is fun. I know that I need to go in this. Whatever I want to do. Like, who the dude that you would have been the dude that's like chewing gum. Yeah, spitting it out, ripping the route. Jay is like one of those dudes. Like, I can remember I was in this freestyle competition in high school at Scully's. Then I remember, say good hi. How you doing? We're having fun. A little sample to show you. Yeah, so we was going for like 20 minutes. It's like life is to be true, right? I seen it happen as if it was new life that it is that it's true. But I know that you blessed the kid with a bit of a rhyme and a flow. Like I know that I seen it happen a long time ago. You remember it? I was like, man, it was colder than this ever again. Be like, well, I wish that I'd have been able to swim like a fish through the deep sea, sea beach. I'd be like, eating a blank CD. Thanks. Yeah, you know something that it's happening yesterday. I'd be like, now I say, look down and be like, man, it's round scared. I don't know what it means. I just wanted to see if you can go flow with the scene like, know that I wanted to say that it's just blowing at the seams out. Here now, weird out the crowd again, and I know that I've opened up my mouth and pen at the same time. Be like, hey, it's game time. I'm wishing I could barely dance too. Like I know that he tells me that, and I'm like, wow, I'm impressed. I know that I wanted to rhyme the best at one point in time, and I still do. But I'm like, man, I know that it's in the morning. Will do. I feel like it is something that makes me feel alive till it kills you, and I'll be like, wow, I know that it's still true to this day. I've been like, man, wish that you could say something organic, something that does not cause more panic. I'm like, how does it happen? Happen how? I'm sorry, y'all. I did not see you. If I had seen you, I would not have done that. But I know that I wanted to run raps across the brain, a brain that I crossed. I know that it's just a game that I lost. But I don't care if I win or lose. I'd be like, hey, man, at the end of the day, I eat dinner, dude. You know what I mean? I'm happy about it. Be like, man, I know that my mom will slap my mouth and stuff. And it's cool. I don't mind it. That's what I do. And I know that I don't keep it private. I know there's no reason to. I know that I needed to see if I could believe in you. That's what I like to do. I know that that's when they go and grab a mic. I'm like, woo! That's what I'm like. That's what I'm like. What I'm like. What I'm like. With a 7-nation army. I feel like I just tell them that it can't really harm me. Can't harm Joe. I know that's true, but it's going to be harm. I'll see you later. Wait, remind me of the date. 29th? Alright, I'll see you, Caitlin. Real nice. She comes here all the time. Like, hey, I bet you want Pepsi. Mom want to take the tea. That's the fish. That's what it is. That's what it consists of. I wish that I'd have gone and just not given up. I just don't like to see when people like.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. Professor Spira just got done playing on day 2, Gahanna, and wasn't as many people there today as I thought there would be, but I think I still did pretty good. I didn't count the money yet, but my girlfriend Jessica came down. She actually finished my bracelet, this bracelet she made for me. Yeah, I just wanted to really just kind of talk about the importance of creativity when you practice in a mucusless diet. And my vision of the mucusless community is to be the community of artists, the community of intellectuals, that type of vibe, which is different from, we have athletes, but that's not the majority of the folks. We got a lot more artists and spiritualists and intellectuals, people that know how to think. When I say the word intellectual, I mean somebody that knows how to think, not just somebody that sort of believes what to think based on the dogma of whatever community they're in, but someone that actually knows how to go through the process of objectively questioning phenomena, objectively questioning observations and concepts, sort of starting with the premise that everything has to be questioned. So nothing is a given. So when you get into nutrition theories and concepts and that whole entire realm, you start with the premise that it must be questioned. The very foundation of the concept must be questioned, and to really do that, you have to go back to the origin of the question, the origin of those concepts, whether they be protein theories and vitamin theories and all these different theories. And once you've really studied the history of it, then we can have an informed conversation about the relevancy of the concept and if it holds water, and then we can agree to disagree. But first you have to go through the process, and that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying in the intellectual. An intellectual does that automatically. You don't have to be asked to do that. They study like that. With every concept, become a master of the history of any concept that you want to question. Look into the history. You can start with an encyclopedia and then go from there. Encyclopedia gives you a really good sort of general understanding of the concept, the important people that wrote about it, or the important people that had something to do with framing, whatever it is. Start there, and then then keep studying. But I wish everybody just did that automatically. Like, that shouldn't even be something special. But I just rarely see people doing it. I just rarely see people that really think like that and question things in that manner. Because when you start to question things from that framework, that is how you break out a dogma. I mean, if you want to find a way to break out of dogma, that's how you do it. Today, I didn't get in a conversation with them, but there was some evangelists that were out there that were across the street when I was set up and played. And one guy came over and he introduced himself, and he was real nice, and he was, and he was like, what do you think about Jesus, and what's your opinion of this kind of thing? And I'm like, well, maybe we can talk about it a little later, because I need to play. And I'm nice. I'm usually nice to them kind of folks if they're nice to me, because I understand the passion of wanting to tell everybody in the world about whatever it is that you are into and passionate about. So I've had periods where I've wanted to go get a soapbox and stand on the corner and talk about the Mucus diet to anybody that would listen. YouTube sort of became the new soapbox where you got passersby and whoever wants to stop and listen, they can listen if you've got a topic that you're talking about. But a dude came over and he was like, and I just, like I said, I kind of said, maybe we can talk about it later. Now, what I would have did if we did talk was I would have started interrogating the history of various factions of Christianity. So look at the history, look at the people that put the book together. People want to say, it's divinely inspired. It was let's talk about Constantine. What kind of, Saint Constantine, I guess, because when talking about the Bible, you got to talk about Constantine in terms of, the Christian Bible. And you got to talk about the historical context. You got to talk about the political underpinnings for why Constantine made Christianity the state religion. You got to get into that kind of stuff before we can have a serious conversation about that subject. But most people don't come at it from a historical lens of what we know historically, what is definitely provable. They come from a dogmatic lens, like it's just, what sort of the belief system and the make-believe system that was passed down from generation to generation. Now I'm not saying this I'm not challenging anybody's beliefs, because that's why I don't even share mine, usually, like on YouTube and stuff. People always ask me about, spirituality and all this kind of stuff. I don't want to share my beliefs and then have people believe in things that I believe just because I believe them, as opposed to going through the life processes that you need to go through, like I went through the life processes that I needed to go through to get me to where I'm at with my beliefs now. But what I promote and what I preach, as it were, would be study the history. And don't study just one historian, study multiple historians. And then study historians that criticize those historians. But if you really want to, understand what's going on, and I'll tell you the time that really challenged me in my life, there was a period, because I used to be like real kind of all-American boys. I was like, Eagle Scout, and I was just so into just sort of the American mythos of this great country and all this kind of stuff. And I was like right up in there. But then at a certain point when I was in high school, I started studying the real history of the United States of America, not the stuff that they taught me in social studies class, but like the real nasty history of this country. And that totally changed. I mean, it really stripped me bare. I mean, everything that I thought was noble and great and all that kind of stuff was just stripped away. And it was just objectively studying various historical texts, along with some conspiracy theorist type of stuff, but you just study all of it. So you can't just study one thing. Like with because then there's some people that'll just study conspiracy theory people. And then it's like, yeah, but there's a lot of times there's a lot of problems with the conspiracy theorists in terms of their their intellectual approach is sometimes not strong enough. Some of them are, but some of them aren't, and they get so fixated on a particular idea or concept or something like that might not have any foundation or might not be provable. But with something like the history of this country, you don't have to go no further than just start studying the history of slavery, the real history of slavery, not this, again, this little candy-coated kind of packaged, watered-down version of it that you get at school. Really study and you can go to source materials. This is what I'm talking about. You don't have to like listen to a conspiracy theorist talk like it's not a conspiracy. It was all legal. The worst, nastiest, craziest atrocities was all above board, and it's usually like that. Look at many of the religions. Look at when the eras when people were forced to believe. You would be executed if you did not believe a particular dogma. We're just gonna kill you, or you get to a period, a Nazi type of period. We're just gonna kill you if you have a certain bloodline. You gotta study these things and do it through the mucusless diet filter. When you do it the mucusless diet filter, you will see that pus and mucus is at the foundation of all of that. Pus and mucus eating at the foundation of all of it. And find me some historical atrocity, some genocide, some servitude. Find me something historically that's nasty and tell me that pus and mucus isn't at the foundation of it. So you take the pus and mucus out of the equation, and history would look a lot different. It probably wouldn't even be a history because you wouldn't have to record it. If we're clean enough and people aren't dying all the time, you don't have to record history. You can actually, as the New Agers like to say, live in the now, be in the now. You don't have to record anything. You don't have to remember anything. It's all in flux. It's all in motion, and things do what they need to do according to natural law. But when you have a society that is on the decline, that's when you start to see history books popping up. And this is obviously the opposite of sort of the Enlightenment rhetoric, where the more advanced societies were the ones that had highly developed writing systems and historical documents, that kind of stuff. We look at that the opposite way. We say when humans needed to start recording things, that showed you the decline, because people no longer could remember it. When you go back far enough, it was all about learning things by rote. So you would learn stories by rote, or you would learn your whatever well, it was usually stories. A lot of belief systems would be based in myths, the stories that had these layered meanings to them. And you got to go back, study Joseph Campbell. I highly recommend studying him in terms of I like works that consider all of the different, sort of the compare and contrast similarities of systems of thought from around the world. So you compare Buddhism to Hinduism to Christianity to, Theosophy is another sort of system that does a similar thing. But I like that kind of thing where you really, the comparative spiritual analysis, or in terms of, philosophically speaking, on the philosophies, because that's what I try to do. Is I look at the ideas. What is the ideas, and where did they come from? Where did a certain group of understanding and ideas come from? Was it made up by some particular individual person, or was it passed down? Like, where's the origin of a lot of these ideas? And just doing that, just trying to go as far back as you can to define the origin of the idea. What was the first idea? What was the first idea ever conceived of by, I don't even say human, just by a being? What was the first idea? Maybe this is the first idea. Maybe we're living the first idea. Or maybe we're living the most recent idea. What is an idea? this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Take a word, take an idea, a question, and you continue to ask more questions about it. What's the definition of idea? What is an idea? You know, in order to know what to try and deduce what the first idea was, would make sense to know what an idea is. And when you look up, now I'm not at the computer at the moment, but what I would do, I would look up the etymology of the word idea and look to see the origin of the word, where it come from, what does it mean. And when you start to do that, you start to see sort of embedded meanings in words that can totally change your understanding and really enrich your understanding of a particular concept, you know, a particular word or something like that. So anyway, nice little chat on the ride home here. I'm almost home. So I'm an advocate for study on your, you know, kind of study on your own, learn how to study, learn how to think, you know, learn this questioning process, take an idea and start asking questions about it. Any question, I mean, just, you know, why do people eat mucus? Start there, and then start the deductive process or inductive process of seeing if you can trace it back. Can you trace that back? It was like, well, okay, why do humans eat mucus? Well, it's an addictive substance. You go back to say, well, who was the first person to eat mucus forming food? Given that humans, assuming based not only on, you know, historical documentation, but also archaeological documentation, that humans were plant-based eaters, and probably, you go back far enough, they were fruit eaters. We don't know what they were before fruit eaters, if there was a period perhaps before the eating process, before fruit eating, but what was the first mucus that was eaten? You know, maybe it was an unripened banana or an unripened something. It might, you know, some ancestor of a banana or some starchy, you know, was it a starchy fruit? You know, was it a fatty fruit? I think it was probably a starchy fruit before a fatty item. It's just my own personal deduction. You could disagree. But, you know, the thought experiment, and once you learn how to do that, then you can take any question and any concept and any idea and put it to the test. And I'm not saying that once you put it through your test, you still might want to believe in the concept. It still might be relevant to you in your life. But I just ask that you put it to the test. You know, so put the vitamin theory to the test, or the protein theory to the test, or put, gravity to the test, put, whatever, embryology, the theory of evolution, theory of de-evolution that I'm particularly, more drawn to. Just explore ideas, the world of ideas, and part of this is almost like it's like the opposite of brainwashing, you know, because brainwashing, you're trying to reinforce ideas. You're trying to, like, okay, here's this idea that I like, where I'm trying to get to, and I got to reinforce. I got to keep saying it. It's like you're programming yourself. What I'm saying is, this is the opposite of programming. This is deprogramming, and you're on your own. But I'm giving you a system and a method of questioning that I didn't make. This is Socratic. You know, read Plato. Go back to Plato's Republic, the Socratic method. Learn that. Learn how to really do that and apply that to everything. You know, just question everything until you get to the level of existence where you need not question anything. but that's a higher level. You know, it's not a lot of, you know, folks that really get to that, where there's no, where a certain level where you don't need to question anything, but you have to be a self-realized being, you know, really high level to the point where you don't need to question anymore. But anyway, all right, I'm back home, about to get out of here. Until next time, peace, love, and breath.